Hey everyone, this is Luke from Student Life, and today I wanted to show you how simple it is to complete the 2020 US Census. The results of the 2020 Census will help determine how hundreds of billions of dollars in federal funding flow into communities every year for the next decade. Funding shapes many different aspects of every community, no matter the size, no matter the location. Funding for school lunches, highway construction projects, support for firefighters, and families in need. Census results affect your community every day. The results of the census will also determine the number of seats each state has in the House of Representatives. Now, completing the census has never been easier because it's all done online, and I'm going to show you how you can get started to do that. Now, in the mail, I recently got a letter from the US Census. Inside this letter is a 12-digit code that helps me get started and verifies the address from which I'm filling the census out. Now, I actually filled this out way before I got this piece of mail. I got a little impatient and I wanted to fill out the census, and you can do that even if you don't have that piece of mail. So I'm going to show you how to get started if you have the piece of mail, but also if you don't have the piece of mail. So we're going to get started here right now. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to go on out to 2020census.gov, and it'll bring you to this website right here. If you want to know a little bit more about the census and how your data is going to be used, this is a great resource for you. I recommend checking it out. If you want to go ahead and get started with the census, click on one of these two Respond Now buttons. This next page here that you will see or come to will give you some information about the census and how to fill it out. So it lets you know right away it's going to take about 10 minutes to complete, and I can tell you in my own personal experience it took me a lot less time than that. One of the questions they do not ask you about is your US Citizenship Status. It also gives you some helpful tips while navigating your way through the questionnaire. Don't use back, forward, or close the browser. Make sure to use the buttons within the questionnaire itself. Once you start the survey or the questionnaire, you want to make sure to finish it. It doesn't take long at all. Just letting you know that if you do get up and walk away and try to launch the website again, it won't pick up where you left off. You'll have to start it all over again. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to click on Start Questionnaire. And it's going to bring you to the screen. Now, this is where that 12-digit code comes in handy if you have it, if you have that piece of mail. Now, if you're like me and you don't have that piece of mail, you didn't have that piece of mail when you started to fill it out, like I didn't, you want to click on If You Don't Have a Census ID, click here. Once you click there, it's going to ask you where you're going to be residing on April 1st, 2020. I'm going to be residing within a U.S. state or District of Columbia, so I selected that and I clicked Next. And then it asks for the physical address of where you're going to be living. Now, after you do this, you are all set to go. It'll just ask if the address you inputted looks similar to the one that they find in the registry that they have. Go ahead and click OK, and then you're off and running with the survey. Like I said, it took me less than 10 minutes, so you want to make sure to go on out and do that. You've got plenty of time to do so. April 1st is recognized as the official census day. Let's make sure we have it completed so that your voice and every other voice counts in this census this year.